This is a review for Classic Racers Elite. I am playing the Nintendo Switch version, and right off the bat, you can see from the menus here, the game has a very generic kind of presentation, and that's really gonna set the stage for everything that's to come information-wise throughout this review, because that about sums up how the game is it's very generic. It's very lacking, and this doesn't quite feel like a 1.0 release. There's a lot to be desired. The game has only 2 game modes. It has a championship mode and then a free run mode, which allows you to replay unlocked tracks with all of your different vehicles that you have unlocked. Not necessarily, you're not stuck picking between the 4 different cars that you have available during the championship mode. So it does give you a little bit of an incentive to replay some of these tracks, but the basis of the game is this. It's a racing game without any racing. You're just setting times. The whole game is just focused on time trials, and there's regular point A to point B races, and then there's slalom races, which, if you're familiar with slalom and skiing, it's kind of that type of concept where you kind of like have to weave in and out of these obstacles. In this game, you could technically crash through them and it wouldn't penalize you because they're not actual checkpoints. They're just obstacles placed in a slalom like pattern where you're weaving in and out. And this whole review is going to basically just be 2 races shown off, just one of each, just the point A to point B time trial, and then the slalom. And that's all there is to it. I mean, if you're a fan of time trials and you like leaderboards, this game does have cross-platform leaderboards, which is a nice feature. But if you're not, and you like to race, you like to get first place, and you enjoy trying to bump other racers off the track and anything of that nature, you would be disappointed with this game because it's focused solely on the time trial aspect and the leaderboards. So for that reason, I believe it's more of a casual experience. And the game has its set of issues. One of the things that's maybe a small gripe, but it was something that kind of annoyed me more than once, was the mini-map. You can see right here, I was looking at the mini-map, and the mini-map's showing I can go straight, but I'm actually supposed to go left, as you can see the arrows, and then I crash into these bales of hay, I get stuck, and I have to restart the track. The other thing is the sound design. The engine sounds of the cars is pretty well done, but there's just this sound, and at first I thought it was like a traction sound, like maybe when my car was starting to slide, but the more I looked at my footage as I was reviewing this game, the footage for it, I realized it's actually the flame sound coming out of your tailpipe, like when you're hitting the gas to accelerate, and it's just, it's bad. It gets annoying really fast. I mean, there's no music, there's one track in the menus, no music during gameplay. The game looks nice visually. You could see, I mean, sometimes you could see trees and things coming into the draw distance, but overall, like for the Switch version, it looks really nice and it runs really great. Like, it had a smooth frame rate, so it does have that going for it, and it does control great. Like, I didn't have any issues. This is the slalom track I was talking about. I had no issues kind of like weaving in and out. You might bump some tires. It's occasionally you might get stuck on them and it'll take too long to get free and you'll have to restart the track over. But unless you like time trials, I just really can't recommend this game at the $29.99 price point. It should probably be like a $15, maybe $20 game. There's a lot of variety with the vehicles. There's different categories of vehicles. There's 4 different categories, actually. They go from micro to F1. There's the 12 championships. There's 17 different locations for over 50 tracks. There are cars based off the 60s. just overall, like, it does have some decent variety, and if you're a fan of vehicles in that era and you're a fan of time trial games, or you're just looking for a more casual experience, then I think you'll be pleased with this. Maybe pick it up on a sale. It is fun. There is fun to be had, but it's very bare bones and just very generic, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I mean, you have to fit that specific criteria, I think, to really enjoy the game, and that's all there is to it. So if you were looking into this game, hopefully this review helped you. If it did, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe. I cover a lot of indie games. Comment below, let me know what you thought. If you're interested in getting it, maybe I shied you away from it. But overall, there's some fun, but just be weary of the lack of content, and that's all. So thanks for watching.